Something a little bit different. Do a night drive. Let's turn that fan down a little bit. What a night. Holy cow. Oof. So, if you saw the big white dually there, that's belongs to the dude that I came in for the investigation today. Hurt his back the other day at work. So I got done with that. Let's go to the right. What the heck? Got done with that investigation. Had some good outcome. Had our new director there. Got to meet her. Nice lady. So we brought a couple of tools down, rolled them down, and something we're going to have to modify, but we've got some plans going for that to help him hold these parts in place that he has to pin up to the airplane. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how quickly things can happen. So after that meeting, went and put the tools away, hit the restroom, missed my 4 o'clock meeting, oh darn. Ran over to the little break area. They got coolers with sandwiches and whatnot, so I figured I'm gonna grab me a sandwich and a soda, sit down for a minute, get my emails read. I get back to my desk, and no sooner than I sit down and the phone rings, and it's my senior manager for the shift. Hey, we had an incident out on the flight line. One of our guys got hit by a golf cart. It's like, oh geez. Is he all right? Well, no, he's being taken to the hospital. Hit his head, bleeding out of his ear. So I start making phone calls and sending emails out, getting all my safety contacts lined up. You know, we're going to take the cruise way home, I think. Don't drive this route very often. Of course, this is Thursday before a holiday weekend. Friday's tomorrow, obviously, or actually we're 17 minutes into Friday. So you think there's anybody on call? Oh no, nobody's answering their phones. Now my contacts are pretty good. Took a few tries, but got a hold of them. They came out and we started what we call our high hazard huddle. Get all the key folks involved and what happened and get the basics going. So what happened was 2 of the guys were heading out to the flight line in a golf cart. Yes, we use golf carts around the Boeing company to transport stuff. And they were out by one of the fuel stalls and something fell out of the back of the golf cart. So the driver stopped. Now the passenger jumped out and walked back to pick up the item that had fallen. I don't know what fell, but went back to go pick it up. So the driver decides, hey, I'm going to save this guy, you know, walking 20 feet or whatever it was. So he puts the golf cart in reverse to back up to the item. Well, as he gets close to where the passenger was picking the item up, the driver thought he was hitting the brake, and he hit the gas instead, or the throttle, being an electric golf cart, and hit the guy, knocked him down. He smacked his head on the concrete. Like I said, bleeding pretty good, bleeding out of his ears. He was conscious. Another Flightline employee saw the whole thing, didn't stop from what I hear, just called it in as he was driving by. which, okay, great, but could have stopped and offered some assistance or wait to help, flag paramedics down or whatnot. And maybe he did, I don't know, I'm just not hearing that part. So paramedics showed up, they get him out of there. Manager's out on the scene, making sure his guy's being taken care of. He's trying to make phone calls, get the notification going. Well, look at all the Amazon trucks there. I didn't know they had an Amazon site here. This looks like a parking spot for all their vehicles. Never noticed that before. Maybe there's a warehouse back there. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Pay attention to the road. So he's off at the hospital. We get the manager back inside. Hey, what do you know? We got our EHS team there. He's telling us the whole story. And was the scene closed down? No, it was not. So all that evidence is now gone. So first and foremost, our training is you take care of the employee, get them taken care of, get them squared away, get them the help they need. And then we're supposed to close down the incident scene and start an investigation. Now, I'm not blaming anybody. Manager was focused on getting his guy the help he needed, get the notifications done, get the ball rolling, get HR out there, get the disability management team on the phone, and get the ball rolling. But by the time I was notified, everything had broken up and everybody was going their separate ways. Let this guy cruise by. Another car creeping around there. No, we don't. So I'm a little disappointed in that. We should have shut down the scene, roped it off. Now security showed up. They took photos of the incident. I haven't seen them. I'm going to push. Now we have contract security on site. We used to have Boeing employees doing our security, but to save a couple of bucks, Boeing decided to outsource our security, and now we've got contract folks. And nothing against the contract folks. The few I've dealt with have been fantastic. But I want to see about getting them some knowledge on how to handle an incident scene like that. If they notice that it's not being roped off, maybe they start driving to get that taken care of, to ensure that the investigation is addressed. So I've been sending out a whole bunch of emails and corresponding with all sorts of people. This is what happened. Here's where we failed. This is the improvements that we need to concentrate on. So that's been my... Well, that was roughly last 6.5, 7 hours of my night. And last I heard, the guy who fell, still in the hospital. They did a CAT scan. Sounds like there's some bleeding in his brain and a concussion. So they're obviously going to keep him for, sounds like, at least a few days. Ripping along here, 27 and a 25. Holy cow. Down to the yellow. There's the 25 mark. It's bounced between 24 and 25, and mine says 25. Yeah, and by the time I got to eat my sandwich, it was, I'd been sitting out of the freezer for a while, or out of the refrigerator, so it was probably not the best sandwich to be eating. But yeah, that was a good talking point at several of the crew meetings tonight, and went around to a few of the folks that know this guy and let them know what was going on, and share some information, and plead to some of those people that I know who drive vehicles on the Boeing site, who I have caught in the past going way too fast and not paying attention. So now the driver of the vehicle, we're not blaming him. It looks to be it was just a freak accident. We did send him out for a urinalysis. He came back clean. one of our newer guys just transferred into the program. He's shaken up. Supposedly, they told him, if you want to go home for the rest of the night, we'll cover it. Just, you had a traumatic experience, go rest, get what you need to do. And he says, I'd like to, but I carpool. Well, normally we offer a service at the Boeing company for carpoolers and really for anybody. You get, I think it's 3 taxi rides to get you home. In case your carpool has to leave or you have to stay late or, something happens, you have to leave early like this. But I guess that service isn't running right now because of all the virus. So they suspended that, and I didn't know that till tonight. So that poor guy had to stay in the building. Now they didn't, I don't know if they assigned him anything. He had to do a written statement and get his end covered, but I'm sure tomorrow will be a big manager meeting and we'll have HR involved in discussing the whole situation. But the guy feels bad. It looks to be that this was just a freak accident. I kind of can envision what he was thinking at the time, or what was happening at the time. He was probably, as he was backing up, he was probably twisted around in the seat of the golf cart. And when you twist around like that, your orientation of your feet gets off a little bit. And he probably thought he was getting ready to touch the brake, and his foot was off to the side a little bit more than he anticipated, and he hit the throttle instead. So, really what it kind of boils down to is he just wasn't paying full attention. And it was just kind of a freak incident. Unfortunately, we got a seriously hurt employee and co-worker and friend in the hospital right now. So the guy that went down, I don't know how long he's been with the company. I think he's been there quite a bit more than I have. And he just clicked the voluntary layoff button this week. They've got a second round coming through, so hopefully this doesn't mess things up too much for him. And of course, his manager reached out to his wife, hey, there's been an incident. She's down in Southern California right now. It's going a little bit fast. So she was going to try to get a hold of somebody, but in the hospital you can't have crowds of people in there. Kind of a rough situation. Unfortunately, things like that will happen. Kind of curious to see what develops tomorrow, but I'm not going to be at work tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. Not that I don't care about my co-workers, but there's only so much I can do. If I would have been notified a little bit sooner before they cleared everything, I could have run out there and helped, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Can't control everything. Of course, the golf cart that was involved, our EHS team says we need to check out the golf cart. We need to make sure that it's functioning properly and there's no malfunction on the vehicle that could cause another incident. So, okay, where's the golf cart? Well, it's still out in use. Okay, we need to get that back in. So the manager calls the team lead, and the team lead argues with him. There's nothing wrong with this. Doesn't matter. We need to look at it. Nah, I need it for work. I got things to do. Well, you get to bring it back and go find a different mode of transportation. So, like I said, this happened about 4:45, 5 o'clock. It was 7:30 when the golf cart finally came back in, because, I gotta use it. I need it. Nah, it's working fine. There's nothing wrong with it. How do you know that? How do you know it's not a little fluke? Chances are there's nothing wrong with the golf cart. That kind of ticked me off too, so got the manager involved. He's aware of that side of the story. I've tagged it out and told him the only way that I will let that golf cart go back into service is if EHS checks it and removes the tag. So, and I let the team lead know that too. And the tag that I put on it, it's got carbon copies. So I kept one. I gave one to my senior leader, and the primary tag stayed on the steering wheel of the golf cart. And then I took pictures of it and sent that all off to EHS. Well, I haven't driven down here in a long time. So I guess the moral of this long-winded story is just be careful. Pay attention. You know, things are going to happen no matter what, but try to think ahead a little bit. We're never going to catch everything, but take a moment. Maybe you'll spot something that others don't. Like my director, like my senior leader likes to say, sometimes you got to slow down to go fast. Slow it down, pay attention to your surroundings, and things will just kind of click and fall into place. And this is the turn that I want, I believe. No, I think I wanted the other one. It's been a while since I've been down here. Dude needs to turn his lights on. Yeah, I want to go down one more. Turned a little early. That's the street that I want. So yeah, things can happen so quick. There's the curb there. I guarantee that nobody came into work today thinking that, oh, I'm going to hit my head and I'm going to the hospital and have a concussion. That's the line of work that I'm in now as part of the safety team. Get to deal with this kind of stuff. Hopefully the guy makes a good recovery, comes back before his voluntary layoff date, and we can all wish him well and tell him how lucky he is and how jealous we are that he gets to leave and get paid still, and the rest of us have to slave away. Grab second, we don't need first for this. Oh, the old part of downtown Everett. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to bore y'all with the rest of the drive home. I've said my piece and I'm kind of tired. It wasn't really a stressful day, just kind of worrisome. Did a lot of walking again today. I didn't look at the pedometer to see how many steps I did, but my feet are telling me that I'm tired. I can even hear it in my voice a little bit right now too. So I'll take the nice slow cruise home. About ready to jump on Highway 2 here, so I'll kick you all off. I'm going to crank up the tunes and enjoy the last few minutes of my drive home. We'll see what we can get into on the weekend, so you all please be safe. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.